Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Hello, everybody. We're coming to you from Studio F. I don't even remember. Do you remember? Okay, so this is gonna take us way back in time. So the first studio we called Studio A, and was up in my childhood bedroom. And then Studio B was my brother's bedroom because we decided to just, he wasn't living there anymore. So we switched some stuff up. And then I moved down here to a different apartment. That was Studio C. And then we did another show from someplace else, and that was Studio D. And then we did something like we did from a hotel. That was Studio D. I don't know. I think we're like, this is like Studio G or something. How about Studio BD? I like it. Don't you usually stream in the morning? We always do the Wednesday show at 9:30 p.m. On Wednesdays, and then I always do the 1 o'clock Eastern time on Saturdays. But besides those two, usually my day-to-day life is I usually upload videos on YouTube every single day, and then I also have it so we go through and I'll do like a lot of stuff on my Instagram for the rest of it. Hello, Can't Put Your Book Down. It's so good. Oh, I am really so proud of this book. I feel like, wait, let me cover the ears of the other ones so they don't hear. I think it's the best one yet, in my personal opinion. Of course, I feel like everyone's going to be different, but just even when you look at the size of it compared to the other ones, it goes into so much more detail than all the books. And when it comes to the other land that we've covered, it's probably the second smallest land. Liberty Square is easily the smallest. Fantasyland is easily the biggest, and then Frontierland is number 2, numero dos. But thank you. I am so glad. I've gotten a lot of amazing messages over the last 24 hours because a lot of people have started to go through and see a lot of people have been getting their books, and so they've been reading them and they've been sending me messages. And I've had a few reviews over on my Etsy shop. I've had a lot of reviews over on Kindle, and yeah, I'm very happy right now. It's been an amazing few weeks here with this book. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of it. I'm almost done with the book. I absolutely love all the storytelling and details. Thank you. It's really like it. I feel like maybe I could be wrong because I wrote it, but I feel like people who read it, I feel like they can tell that it's a labor of love. Like the other ones are labor of love too, but I feel like I put a lot of my heart and soul into this book. So I feel like you can feel the love oozing out of me. And also there's a few jokes in there that I've only gotten 2 messages so far from people saying that's a really funny line. And I say it so seriously because it's a serious topic, but there's a few things in here that I think are really funny. And I've had a few people who have mentioned the one line specifically. I've had 2 people mention the one line specifically saying that it is such a funny line. It just kind of swooped in there. So it's been fun. The last month has been fun. I am waiting for the next set of books to go. Let's keep on going through. I'm happy for you. May the dinosaurs be in prehistoric heaven with Dinoland USA. And I just want to put this out there. Dinoland USA is still open. It's just Chester and Hester section is closed right now. The rest of Dinoland is still open. So if you still want to go experience the Boneyard or Dinosaur Restaurantosaurus, a big chunk of the land is still around. And I think there's a lot of people online who are like, oh, Dinoland's completely closed. No, it's not. So make sure that if you still have a chance, one, you can get the book and you can still go through and read a lot of the stuff that's in here. Like over half the book is about the stuff that is still around. And then also on top of that, there's a lot of stuff in here that goes through and talks about things that are not there. last night's Tiana 5 Friday Extravaganza was so awesome. I was so cold by the end. But yeah, I wrote Tiana's Bayou Adventure 5 times in a row last night, and it was pretty amazing. I was extremely excited about it. If you watched my Instagram stories yesterday, you know that I was just completely freaking out the entire time. It was just so much fun. Okay, but let's get this party started. Tonight we're going to be talking about this year's Festival of the Arts 2025. So let's get the party started. We're going to start the 805th episode of the Wednesday Show in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 805th episode of the Wednesday Show. Today is January 22nd, 2025, and I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. Today we're going to be talking all about this year's Festival of the Arts, found over at Epcot, at the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. But of course, before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. First off, this is actually like not breaking news, but something happened today, and I went over and I filmed a video about it, and you'll see that video tomorrow. But we have a brand new section of the Marketplace Co-op open today, and it's all dedicated to Run Disney. And if you've never been able to tell, I am a massive Run Disney fan. So watch out for that video. It will be coming out tomorrow, so make sure you check that out tomorrow. As always, give those videos a like and comment and all the other fun stuff. Every little comment and thing, it truly helps a lot. If you've not liked this video yet, comment on it or like it as well. The other bit of news people have already brought up, but if you didn't know, we do have a brand new book out. A closer look at the Animal Kingdom's Dino Land USA is now available in both hard copy and Kindle. The next shipment of physical copies of the book is currently in the mail on its way to me. So I will be posting that link probably in the next 48 hours, I'm assuming. As soon as I get it, I want to make sure that I actually have the physical copies in my hand before I actually put them up for sale, because it would be awful if I put it up for sale and the books just never arrived to me. But the next copies of the book are on the way. So as soon as I get them here, we will be posting that link so that way you guys can get your copies in your hand as well. We sold out immediately for the first 2 batches. The longest it stuck around for was 26 hours. So as soon as I post, if you want a copy of the book, I highly, highly, highly recommend ordering it right away. There was, I think it was 22 people who had in their shopping cart on my Etsy page, and then it was gone. It was sold out. And then I had a few of those people who wrote to me and they said, I wanted to buy the book. I was like, yeah, it's sold out though. So just make sure that if you want a copy, to make sure you order it as soon as possible. And of course, this will not be the last batch of books coming. I will be ordering more and more and more as the man goes through. It is just, I have to do it in these little chunks. And then as soon as I get back from Disneyland, it'll be more of a constant stream of books coming in, as long as people are constantly buying the books. But yeah, very exciting. If you want the book now, obviously you can go get it on Kindle and it will download to you immediately. And I know some people out there have said, well, I don't have a Kindle. Well, there's a Kindle app too, and you can still download that Kindle app for free, and then also download books on there as well. Things like A Closer Look at the Animal Kingdom's Dino Land USA, or Frontierland over at Magic Kingdom, or Liberty Square, or Fantasyland. There's lots of great books over there. So make sure you check out all of those books if you have not done so already. And of course, as always, thank you everyone out there who's been joining us for our Saturday in the Park. If you didn't already know, every single Saturday, we do a live broadcast from someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort right over on my YouTube channel. So make sure you join us every single Saturday for that. This past week, we came to you live from the Festival of the Arts. This coming up, we'll probably be coming to you live from the Festival of the Arts. I'm not positive yet, but most likely that is where we are going to be broadcasting to you live from. And of course, as always, as we go through here tonight, if we get more subscribers as the evening goes on, we will go into extra innings. Our starting number is 8,236. So if that even goes up to 8,237, you guys have earned yourself a few extra minutes of talking Disney. Okay, let's get this party started. So now what we're going to do here tonight is, this is going to be more of a fluid, flowy, fun episode because I want to hear what you guys want to know about the Festival of the Arts. And what I'll do is I'll start going through my usual ramblings. And while I go through my usual ramblings, I want you guys to throw out your questions and comments and whatnot. And we will also be going off of what you guys want to talk about for the Festival of the Arts as well. So let's get this party started. Wait, no, let's not get this party started. As always, tonight's episode is sponsored by our Patreon pal. Wait, where's Patreon? I need another one. I dropped that one. Patreon pals. If you're one of our Patreon pals out in the chat room, give us an oh yeah. All right, let's get this party started now. We are going to be talking about this year's Festival of the Arts. Now, for those of you guys who do not know about the Festival of the Arts, let's do a quick little history lesson of not just the Festival of the Arts, but all of the festivals that Disney does. So this entire thing started way back in the 1990s. And in the 1990s, Disney said, hey, you know what? We can maybe bring more people into the parks if we have different festivals. So they had things like the Wine and Dine Festival, and then, of course, the Flower and Garden Festival. And as time would go on, they would start to incorporate a few more festivals as well, including the Festival of the Holidays. However, over in Disney Springs, at this point, it was downtown Disney. Over in downtown Disney, there was this thing that went on every single October, and it went on for one weekend and one weekend only. And it was the Festival of the Masters. Ooh, I know what you're thinking. Sounds pretty good. It was pretty good. So the Festival of the Masters was a massive art festival that happened only in downtown Disney. So anyone could go. It was like the busiest weekend every single year at downtown Disney. So many people would show up for this festival, and it was a huge hit. It was maybe it was November. It was either October or November. But it was just a massive hit, and everyone just flocked over to downtown Disney. And it got to the point where, yes, it got a lot of people to downtown Disney, but downtown Disney started getting more and more crowded because of this festival, specifically on this weekend. Things got absolutely insane. And then Disney said, well, you know what? We don't really have any plans at the start of the year at Epcot. Maybe we can take this entire concept that we have of the festival or the Festival of the Masters and bring it over to Epcot and create the brand new Festival of the Arts. Ooh. So a few years ago, it's been like 7 or 8 years now, but a few years ago, Disney decided that they were going to bring the Festival of the Arts over to Epcot. Now, when they brought this over to Epcot, they wanted to not just focus on the idea of art, like pretty pictures, but they wanted to focus on a whole lot more as well. So in addition to pretty pictures, they would also focus on things like chalk art, still pretty pictures. They would also focus on paintings, still pretty pictures. They would also focus on Broadway. Wait a minute, what are you talking about here? Now you're talking about Broadway too? Yes. They would focus on things like Broadway. And with the idea of Broadway, they would bring in different people who had actually performed at Disney on Broadway up in New York City, an actual Broadway. So all of a sudden we had singing and dancing type of art. In addition to that, they started to have it so there was different displays that you could go to around the festival featuring actual featured artists. Now, some of these artists painted pretty pictures. I promise I won't do that all night. I don't even know how they just started, but I like it. So in addition to the pretty pictures, they would also have it so there would be photographers there as well. So you would not just have pretty pictures, but you would also have photography, which of course would be consisted of pretty pictures, but they would also incorporate different classes too. So some things were interactive, things like maybe how to paint a picture, or maybe how to take a photo, or maybe, just maybe, how to paint a wall. That's right. They had started to incorporate different things like paint by number, where everyone, whether you are an expert painter or a brand new beginner, every single person that comes to this festival, depending on their learning curve, they could all participate in the festival in some way, shape, or form. So the entire thing was laid out, and immediately it became Brent Dodge's all-time favorite festival. Literally, this year is still my favorite. It's just been so cold. Not cold. Well, today was really cold. I went over there today because I was like, I want to make sure that I have this all fresh in my mind. I want to go through and do a few things while we're doing there. But the first 2 days that I went on Friday and Saturday, were completely jam-packed with people. And then today was really, really, really cold. But overall, it is still hands down my favorite festival. So let's talk a little bit about this. We're going to go through your questions as we go through here. I already see one thing. What artwork have you bought? Oh, I was thinking about this like an hour before the show, and then I forgot to do this. Ready? We are going to be right back here because I'm going to go grab the 2 pieces of artwork that I have purchased. I've not hung them up yet. Actually, they're still in their original wrappings. So in my hand, I've got 2 pieces of artwork. I hope Tom had a good hockey practice today. So throughout the years, Thomas Kincaid has taken a lot of my money throughout the years. We've got 1, 2 right here, 3, 4, 5, 14. I have 14. Is it 14? 15. I just remember that one. 15 Thomas Kincaids. And then this year I have added 2 more to my thing. Now, before we show you the ones that I've added, I would like to point out that there is a few things with these festivals that are just one of the things that makes them so unique is, yes, we've all seen Thomas Kincaid stuff. His stuff is sold at the Art of Disney most of the time throughout the year, but not all the time. And every year during these festivals, what they do is these different artists, not just Thomas Kincaid, all the different artists, they will have brand new artwork specifically for the festivals. So I got to take these 2 guys off the painting here. So a few years ago, the Thomas Kincaid Studio released this one right here for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. I personally love this picture. It always hangs right here next to me at the Wednesday show. And then last year at the festival, they had this one celebrating the 100 years of Disney. So it's Mickey and Minnie with the picture, or it's filming a picture there. Then if you look like right in the background, there's Scrooge McDuck. That's the main reason I bought it. It's not the main reason, but it sold me on it. I was like, oh, Scrooge is here? Yeah, I got to put him there. So this year they released 2 new ones for the launch of the festival. And immediately when I went over there, I fell in love with both of them. And I had grabbed the last one of one of them. I'm going to take these out of the thing so it's easier for us to show. Because otherwise we can have the glare on the camera or on the picture. So this year I went over the Thomas Kincaid one. I did not have any intention of having it so the Thomas Kincaid booth was going to be the first booth I went to. But I was completely sold. I said, you know what? I've got to go over there. I was filming a video. My friends were over in Germany, but I found the paint by wall is located. We'll talk about the paint by wall in just a minute here too. It's really well wrapped. I will give them huge props for making sure that my picture did not get ruined, but this is so much more difficult. I should have done this beforehand. So I did the paint by wall, and then when I did the paint by wall, I left that area, and the first booth that was there after the paint by wall was the Thomas Kincaid booth. And that's one of them. Let me get the other one out real quick too. Real quick. Ooh, wait, this might be easier. You know what we're gonna do? Let's get Mr. Scissors here. Hello, Mr. Scissors. Hello, dear friends. This also became an episode. No, actually, I don't even think I need the scissors. I didn't have to use them. This one was easier. So I went over there though, and they had a few different pictures there, and they had 2 brand new ones that were created specifically for the start of the festival. They will probably sell at Disney afterwards as well. They had the 2 massive paintings, like the original paintings there, and immediately I was like, I need to get the smaller ones, like these 2 right here, of the canvases. because I really like the canvas ones. I have a lot of the square ones all in my bedroom. And then I started, oh, there's another one up there. I just remember that's the Rescuers one. But I started getting the ones that are, they show a little bit more of the picture a few years ago, because I was like, I want more of the picture than the square ones. Like the square ones have a lot of stuff, but you also miss a little bit of stuff. And so this year they released the 2 new ones. One is for Walt Disney World, which is this one right here. I was very happy because this was the last one they had on the shelf on that day. They did have more on Saturday, but then today when I went, they were completely sold out again. But I love this picture. Here's the Tree of Life. We got the Tower of Terror, obviously Cinderella Castle and Spaceship Earth there. And then Mickey and Minnie are eating ice cream. Hello. This is like totally everything that I love about the world. This is like the perfect Brent Dodge picture. Ice cream and all 4 parks. In addition to that, I obviously love Disneyland as well. And they had a Disneyland one there as well. So here we have Sleeping Beauty Castle there, the Matterhorn, Mickey's Fun Wheel, Grizzly Peak. Again, a really cool picture. And I just absolutely love both of them. This one they've got tons of. Like if you want to get that one, they do have absolutely tons of these ones to go check out. But yeah, those are the 2 paintings that I've gotten so far. I had a little postcard one, which was like $7. I had one of those in my hand. It's a Rescuers one. I've had it in my hand on Saturday, and I also had it in my hand today. Both days, the booth that they sell that postcard in has had the longest checkout line. So both days I'm like, I'll get it another time. So I'm hoping it's still around. I'm sure it's going to still be around because not many people know who the Rescuers are. They also have the Rescuers in one of these sizes, but it's like this. So that one is like, it's the letter R for Rescuers. And then it's got like all the different characters from the film going around it. But I was like, I don't need the big one. I just want the I just need a postcard of it. They should have had Mickey and Minnie eating fried chicken in the Disneyland one. Yeah, they really should have. Oh, they're not eating anything in this one. They're just holding balloons. But what I'm going to put these to, I've been going back and forth for the last few days. I'm like, where do I want to hang these? And it hit me last night when I was at work. I was like, oh, I've got these. I'm going to hang it after the show, but on that side of my condo, I've got like a big window, and then on both sides of the window, my friend Alex, say hi, Alex. She's out there someplace. Alex got me a few years ago posters of all the ride vehicles in Walt Disney World and all the ride vehicles in Disneyland, like up until that moment. And so I've got Disneyland on that side. I got Walt Disney World on this side. So I'm thinking I'll put it above each one because I think that'd just be kind of cool. Because, and have it so obviously the Disneyland one goes above Walt Disney World. And no, I think it would just be cool to have it so it's like a Disneyland wall and a Walt Disney World wall there. All right, let's keep on going through your questions here. That was the last one we had. Is there food there? Since I'm sometimes hungry at the festivals. Yes, there is lots of food at the festivals. I am not a food person, so I am the wrong person to talk to about this, but that was the main reason why I picked up this guide on the way out today, because I was like, I can tell you a lot about a lot when it comes to the festivals. However, one thing that I will not be able to tell you much of is the food. Now, there is one food thing. Oh my gosh, I'm so unprepared. I should have brought this over too. Here, 1 second here. I will show you the one food item that I did purchase, yet I have not eaten. And you'll see why in a second here. So, if you've joined us in the past, when we've talked about the Festival of the Arts, you know that I've talked about the one popcorn bucket, which always sits right by me here. Oops, caught on something. The Figment popcorn bucket. This is the one 3 years ago during the Festival of the Arts. The line to pick them up was like 4 hours long. And then a few days later, or a few weeks later, they released him through a virtual queue. Then last year, so that was 2 years ago and 3 years ago they had that one. And then last year, what they decided to do was they made a brand new popcorn bucket. This one's on the other side of the room. This one was the Imagination Pavilion, and it was glass, and you could, well, not glass, but it's plastic, but it looks like glass. And it looks like the pyramids, and you can, shove your hand down like a giant and steal some popcorn. And then this year, they released another one. Of course, I had to get it, because anytime they have the popcorn, I'm a sucker for it. This is, it's Figment on the Imagination sign. So it's the light bulb with the ears coming out of it. And then if you turn it on, and then you can switch the colors. Obviously, we got Figment at the top there. But overall, I think it's a really cool one. I've not eaten the popcorn yet. It's still in there. It's in plastic, too. Because as Barbie once said, life in plastic, it's fantastic. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Okay, so anyways, let's talk about the foods. So I am not a food person whatsoever. Today, I went to the festival for a few hours, and I didn't get anything there, because I'm just not a food person. And a lot of this food just does not sound good. And I don't know if they have the cookie this year. And the cookie was the thing that I loved a few years ago, and they didn't have it last year. And then I heard rumors that it was going to come back this year, but I don't know if it actually did. But it was a cookie. It was a chocolate chip cookie. And then it had like 3 different frostings, like a green. It was a green. No, it was blue, red, and yellow. So then you could paint the cookie. But this year, they do have it. Ha-ha! Yes. Where's it at this year? Refreshment Outpost, hosted by Coca-Cola. I know exactly where that is. I'll be getting that sometime in the very near future. Maybe on Friday or Saturday or whenever I'm going. But we've got things like the egg tart, Hong Kong style egg custard tart. That sounds good. We got red wine braised beef short rib with parsnip puree, broccolini, baby tomatoes, or tomatoes, depending on how you say it, and balsamic glaze. That sounds good. They don't have ice cream. Where's the things that I care about? Oh, here we go. Swirled Showcase. Swirled Showcase this year has bubblegum soft serve in a cone. I might actually try that, because Swirled Showplace is the location where the old Starbucks used to be. And last year for Food and Wine, they had a peanut butter and jelly one, and I was hesitant, but it was so good. And I was so mad because I did not try it until like towards the end of the festival, and then that's all I wanted after that. And then it was gone forever. They also have Dole Whip in a cone, lemon, lime, or strawberry. Forget that. I just want that bubblegum soft serve. Imagination cone, bubblegum soft serve in a lavender cone, sparks of imagination, and white chocolate wings. No, just give me the original one. Candy Trio Flight, Dole Whip Strawberry with Starburst Minis. Ooh, Starburst Minis. I like those. Fruit Chews. Fun fact, every time I travel, I buy Starbursts to help with the popping of the ears. It's a little fun fact about Print Dodge there for you that I bet you never wanted to know, and you still don't want to know. Dole Whip Lemon with Skittles, Popped Freeze Dried Candy, and Dole Whip Lime with chili, lime seasoning, and Lifesavers gummies. So essentially everything you can buy at a candy aisle. But yeah, overall, yeah, there is, to answer your question, there is food there. This is okay. A lot of people will always say that Food and Wine is their favorite festival, and I don't get it at all. I really don't understand how people can say that Food and Wine is the best, because all of the things have food and wine. Every single festival, Flower and Garden has food and wine. This has Food and Wine Festival. The Holidays has food and wine. So I don't understand why people are like, oh, the best festival is Food and Wine Festival. They have this. Never mind. Yes, there's food. I recommend getting a popcorn bucket, because people may hunt you down in the parking lot for it. That there were some people who were getting very they were eyeing me like, I'm gonna kill you for your popcorn bucket. But this popcorn bucket did cost $28. And the way that this actually works is if you go over to the Imagination Station, which is going to be found over at the Odyssey building, you can go through and you can order this online beforehand. So it's actually a mobile order only. So what I recommend doing is when you get to the park, open up your app, go to that section, look to see how long the actual wait time is for the popcorn bucket, and then kind of play it by ear from there. When I got there on Friday, I looked and the earliest time was like 30 minutes into the future. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to get it for 30 minutes in the future. And then another one of my friends, I told them about it when I met up with them, and they said, oh, yeah, we want one of those too. And they looked, and it was like 6 hours in the future. So it could sell out, but that was also the first day. So today there was a lot there. You bought me that table, right? Let's show the table that Eric is talking about. So we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the booths here, but there is this one booth, and I like the artwork. I don't like the salespeople. It's not Disney salespeople, and they like hound you. Like as soon as they see you walking up, they're like, "Hey, do you need any help? Would you like anything?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't have any money for this stuff." But look at this. This is a table, and it's made with Uncle Scrooge stuff. I didn't even see how much it was because they started hounding me as soon as I started walking up. I was the only person out there. I was also the only person at Epcot today with shorts, which I was very disappointed in the rest of humankind for that. But that is the coolest table. And if I had the money, I would definitely buy it. But I also am imagining that it's a lot of money. I have no idea how much. Okay, let's talk about this one because this is a very important question. And I just misplaced it when I got up. Where did I put it? Oh no. I'm so discombobulated today. Where is it? Did I bring it over there? I must have brought it over there. So Alex is talking about the painted squares. I literally made sure that I had a sheet for you guys today. I'm still having fun. Hopefully you guys are still having fun. We're slowly losing people. Are like, I'm getting out of here. So when you go over to the Festival of the Arts, oh, there it is. Aha, I found it. So when you go to the Festival of the Arts, there is a paint by number wall. Alex wants to know, how many squares have you painted? I painted a total of 6. So the first day they let me paint 4. The second time the line was way too long. So I said, maybe I'll come back later. I never got back to that part of the thing. And then today I went there and there wasn't many people there, but they said paint 2 squares, which I was fine with. So I painted 2 squares. After you finish painting, they give you a bookmark of what the wall will actually look like once it's completed. Now, one thing that I do like this year is they've made these bookmarks look a little pixelated because it is a paint by wall. So what they've done is they've shrunk the actual wall down so you can actually see exactly what it looks like in the pixelated form. In the past, everything has been more concrete. It's been easier to see. But today I painted part of the monorail probably right around this part of the monorail today. But overall, it's really cool. There's 4 different designs. In the past, what they've done is there's 4 weekends, so they've had it so there's a different design every single week. There's also been before where they kind of go through a rotation, so you might have it so this week is this, and then in 3 weeks you might get there and it'll be this one again because they're just going through a rotation. I have not been able to figure out exactly what it is yet. However, I did get this bookmark the other day too when I did it. But overall, this is one of my favorite parts of the festival. Like, no joke. I just love being able to go over there and paint the wall like Tom Sawyer. I just think it's such a fun activity to do. In addition to that, they also have chalk art, like the chalk artists, but they allow you to do chalk art too if you want to. So you can really, really be embarrassed by the people right down the street who are like beautiful pictures, and then you're right there. I walked the entire festival Saturday and didn't see the paint wall. Where do they move it to? So it is now located on the little pathway between Figment and Canada. So there's like that little playground area, but the playground area is not there right now. And right now it's a seating area for one of the festival booths, but that's where it's at. So This is actually the very first time ever in the history of the festival where there's no construction going on at Epcot. So in the past, it's always been on a construction wall, and now they don't have construction going on. So I was like really looking out the whole time. I was like, where is it? I have to find this. And luckily, the path that I took, it was like my second stop. So I got really lucky this year. I wish there was an art piece of all the Disney mountains. That would be cool. I really like that idea. That would be really cool. They should have had Mickey Mouse. Oh, we already heard that coming. As soon as I saw the Our Rescuers, I was like, oh, Brent will definitely get it. Yes. Like I said, I don't think my Rescuers corner has enough room for the full print, but it definitely has enough for the postcard print. So I'll definitely get but I do have enough room for like a Thomas Kincaid size picture. So maybe we'll see. We will see. Hey Tom, how you doing, buddy? You're gonna run out of room soon. I really am. I was looking at the Rob Kaz booth. Rob Kaz is another artist who I just absolutely love his stuff. I've got 2 of his paintings over there. I've got another one inside of my bedroom, and then I've got another one over there. I've got a lot of, and in his booth, it's like there's no space in between the pictures. It's like literally just like everything's like blocked off together. I was like, well, that's an interesting idea. My condo could get to that point at some time, probably in the very near future. The other one I have is, Eric, you have it too. It's the Uncle Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, Louie, Abigail, and Donald at the Kilimanjaro Safaris, which is just one of my favorite things. This is actually one of the things I was like, I hope someone asked about this because otherwise I might forget to talk about this. Communicore Hall. Communicore Hall is, so we're just going to throw this out here again because this is one of those things that drove me crazy when Communicore Hall first opened and everyone was like, what? It's just a seating area? And then all the, keyboard warriors were like, how dare Disney? And I was like, guys, remember how they announced this. They said it was going to be a central location for the festivals, and when it was not festival time, it would be a seating area. And they have done a lot of great stuff during Festival of the Holidays. They had that amazing gingerbread Spaceship Earth in there. They've had amazing displays in there. They've had different great food options in there. But this time around, they've outdone themselves. They have the Broadway or Disney on Broadway 30 years experience there. And it is amazing. Like, it is absolutely amazing. It is one of the coolest things that I have seen so far. This is actually where we did our live feed from last week. But what they did is you go into there, you have to actually join a queue sometimes. One time I had to go through a queue. The other time it was just walk right on in. Oh, no. 2 times it was walk right on in. One time it was a small little queue. But you go in there and it's like the props department for Disney on Broadway. So one whole wall is just Lion King. Another whole wall is just Aladdin. And these are legit props that were actually used to be performed on Broadway. Some of the really cool ones is like you see the giraffe, and at first you see the giraffe and you're like, oh, that's cool. Like it's a puppet of a giraffe. And then all of a sudden you realize that it's actually a costume, and the person who would be on it is actually on stilts and have it so his 2 legs are the back 2 legs of the giraffe, and his front legs that he would be like leaning forward on are actually the front legs of the giraffe. And it's like, what? How on earth do people perform in this stuff? It's like really, really unbelievable. In addition to that, they have it so there's little dioramas for different sets, like Mary Poppins set, the Newsies set, and I'm drawing a blank on what the 3rd set is right now. But overall, like really cool. Oh, the Aladdin? I want to say it's Aladdin set, but I could be wrong. Now I'm drawing a blank. But go see it for yourself. In addition to that, they also have costumes for characters like Mary Poppins, Aladdin, Genie. That's it. No, there's so many costumes there, and I'm just drawing a blank. But it's one of the most immersive experiences at the festival, in my opinion. I think it's definitely worth checking out. I've gone there 3 times now. Every single time I've gone there, I've noticed something new, or I've noticed like a different detail, and it really is impressive. Like, it's really impressive. If you are just a Disney fan, you'll be impressed. If you're a Broadway fan, you'll be impressed. If you're a Disney on Broadway fan, your mind's going to be blown. I have only seen a total of one Disney on Broadway performance. I saw Mary Poppins on Broadway. And then in addition to that, I've seen like Aladdin and I've seen the Newsies. Is that the only two? I think those might be the only two. On Disney Plus. They had both of them on Disney Plus at one point or another. So I watched both of those on there. But it's one of those where you look at the stuff and it really is mind boggling on how much stuff they have put in there and how much detail is on this display. And when you're in there, I don't know if this is just my personal experience, but every time I've been there, I forget that I'm now in Epcot. Like it really transports you into like an actual museum display of this amazing Disney on Broadway stuff. Speaking of Disney on Broadway, let's talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to keep on going to your questions here, because every single day they have a special Disney on Broadway performance up at the American Gardens Theater, up in the American Adventure Pavilion. So up in that part of the park, what they'll do is every single night they're going to have it. So there's going to be multiple performers that are be coming from Broadway itself. So here are the performers if you've got your Fest of the Arts display. Today I watched Casey Levy, who played Elsa in Frozen, and Jelani Remy, who was in The Lion King on Broadway. So if you've never seen this, it really is one of those really cool experiences because these are the actual actors who performed on Broadway. My personal favorite one to go to is Ashley Brown right here. She was the person who originated the role of Mary Poppins on Broadway. And almost every time, not every time, but almost every single time, she has played, or she has not played, she has sung the song that we actually end every single episode of the Wednesday show with, which is Anything Can Happen If You Let It. That's where that phrase that I say at the end of every single one of these episodes is from. So going over and actually listening to her sing that song is just, to me, it's like one of the coolest things in the world. Today, when I was waiting for the show to start, they also have it so there's trivia up on the screen. And so they're doing Disney on Broadway trivia, and then they also have different Disney on Broadway songs playing. They played Anything Can Happen If You Let It. And I was like, oh, this is one of the few songs that was made for Broadway that I know every single word to. So, okay, let's keep on going through. I don't want to sound mean, but when we say Walt Disney World differently, it's world. Oh my. I got a Wisconsin accent. You should hear me say the word. What's the one that you guys used to? Dragon. The flying mythical creature. I've not eaten the popcorn yet. The popcorn is. It's in a plastic bag. The girl assured me, she's like, it's going to be good for quite a few weeks for you. Let's see if it actually says quite a few weeks. It says expires December 12th, 2024. I'm kidding. No, it doesn't. Actually does not have an expiration date on there. Look at that, though. Oh, that's so cool. I just absolutely love it. The only problem with this one compared to this one is this one can fit a whole lot more popcorn than this one can. All right, let's keep going through your questions here. You need to hire a food person to help review these exhibit festivals. Cough, cough, cough. Just tell Shelly that you guys need to move down. I'm really not a food, like I don't get it. And people always make fun of me for not being a food person, but I don't know. Food is food. I stay on a very strict diet of ice cream, pizza, chicken, roll sandwich. You know, that's all you need to do. Can you talk more about the exhibits in Community Hall? Bummed we will miss seeing it in person. Yeah, so mainly you go in there and the first wall is like a history of Disney on Broadway. It talks about how there's been 30 years of the Disney on Broadway experience. Starting way back in 1994 with Beauty and the Beast and Lion King, Aladdin, Mary Poppins, etc., etc., etc. But then when you go through, you turn the corner and straight in front of you is the Lion King section. The Lion King section has, it's like there's like massive puppets of Zazu, massive puppets of Pumbaa, and then in addition to that, they have different costumes for the different characters. They have, like I said, there's like this really cool, impressive giraffe one that just it blows my mind. I want to go back in there, and I think I need to film an entire video just on that, because there are, at each one of them they have like different bios about like the costume designers for, you know, Mary Poppins or Aladdin, Lion King, what have you. They have it so like they have like little biographies about each one of these people, and I've gone through and I've tried to read most of them, but unfortunately it's been busy every single time I've gone in there. And yeah, I just it's such a cool immersive experience, but I just need more time in there. Let's keep on going through here. They do have a Figment ice cream. Yeah, we read that one. That's the one that we read about, but we'll see. We need more food. It's kettle corn tune. Yes, it is kettle corn. Maybe I'll eat this later on tonight. I'm not that hungry right now though, so we'll see. What was your favorite thing about the festival? This is our last question so far, so if you guys have any more questions, keep on throwing those questions out. Also, we are still one subscriber away from having it so we go into extra innings here. So if you guys are watching, you're not subscribed, subscribe, and then we can go into more innings here tonight and talk about more and more stuff about the Festival of the Arts. What was your favorite thing about the festival? So my favorite thing, I like going broke. I like going, no, my favorite thing about the festival, I think, I really like the Broadway and concert series. I think that's just such a cool and unique experience that you can only get at Epcot. Like having it so you have these different Broadway stars there, and they're going through and actually singing these songs that they performed on stage in Broadway. I think it's just such a really cool experience that I think it's just unique. Like it's such a unique experience. And like I say here, let's open up the thing here. So the people who we have here is we've got people who performed in Frozen, a lot of Frozen, The Lion King, Aladdin, Tarzan. Is that Josh Strickland? Yeah, Josh Strickland's there every single year. We have Mary Poppins, The Lion King, Aladdin, The Lion King, Aladdin, and Newsies. So a lot of really cool things. And then if you're here on February 24th, which is going to be the last day of the festival, they actually have a special performance featuring 4 of the people opposed to just 2 of the people. In addition to that, I love painting the wall. Just going over there and getting my bookmark every time that I go to Epcot really, truly does make my day. I think that's just one of those cool things that it's just such a cool experience. Like just being able to have it so your artwork is one of those things that it's I love it. And then on top of that, the art itself is just amazing. Like I said, there's so many pieces of artwork that I've gotten throughout the years at this festival. Every year, this festival just is like, hey, give me your money and give it to me now. And I'm like, okay, here you go. Just take all my money. And there's times where I like go into the festival. I'm like, I'm not going to buy anything this year. And so far, I said that at the start of this year, I was like, I don't know if I'll buy anything this year. And then literally the first day, I'm walking out with two different paintings. So yeah, it's been a lot of, it's just a lot of fun. I absolutely love it. Were you blown away by any specific chalk art you saw? Yes. Here, let's go through here. I've got some pictures of the chalk art. So first off, one of my favorite pieces of artwork that they do every single, well, not, they don't do it every single year, but they do these dimensional chalkworks things. Is that the right word? They have it so it's like these 3-dimensional chalkwork things. Oh, I don't have it on here. No, I deleted it. But they have one right now that is Stitch. Or not Stitch. the Hulk. I don't know. They both like to destroy things. So they have the Hulk, and it's like this 3-dimensional one. I did not go over by the chalk work today. I took the one path going from Figment to Canada, and then when I came back, I took the path through the Odyssey. So the only section that I did not go through today was that main path. So I missed the chalk art today to see if there was any that I really liked. But another thing, going back to Tom's question here of what was your favorite thing about the festival, the other thing I absolutely love, and I took a few pictures of this to show it to you guys tonight. I personally love this. I think it's just one of the coolest experiences that they do is they go through and have it so hidden in every single one of the World Showcase pavilions, and then also other parts of Epcot. They go through and they have hidden characters that would match that specific surroundings. So I took a few pictures today. So here is Coda. Just, cue the people who are going to start talking about how I killed Brother Bear in that one thing. There's Coda. He's found over in Canada. And then we've got Basil of Baker Street. Wait, come on, focus. Focus, dude. Basil, Olivia, and Mr. Floundershang from the Great Mouse Detective there. In addition to those ones, we also have these great... So if you go to the meet and greet spots around Epcot, they have it so all the characters have pictures. So it looks like they drew the picture. So if you look at the bottom of this one, you can see that it's signed by Alice. And that would actually be the Alice meet and greet location. I really like this one. This is... I thought I almost bought a drink today, and you guys know I do not drink at all. I almost bought a drink today just to get a picture of Uncle Waldo looking up at the drink at the table as he's already passed out drunk. Let's see here. And then we had Miko and Flit from Pocahontas. And finally, the one that I actually posted today on my Instagram. I'm creating a hidden Mickey there. So yeah, just so many really cool things to go check out and do around the festival. How's the weather there? Did you get snow? We did not get snow. Today was 41 with real feel of 28, I think they said. I was still wearing my shorts, though. I was the only person today at Epcot who was wearing shorts and sandals. So I am still very proud of that. Hey, Jaden, how you doing? Okay. Did you do the draw with an artist yet? Not yet. Oh, that's another one that we should point out, though. So every single day, if you go to the American Adventure, I think it's 2 times a day. Let me just double check that. It might be 3 times. I'm pretty sure it's only 2 times. They have the Animation Academy is back. Now, if you guys remember, over at the Magic of Disney Animation building at Disney MGM Studios / Disney Hollywood Studios, they used to have it so you could go through and do a drawing with an actual animator or an actual person who works in the Disney art department. And they brought that back for this festival. Like, obviously, you can still do it over at the conservation station at Animal Kingdom. But if you look in your booklet, they do have the Animation Academy is every single day at 12:30 and 1:30. So if you are at Epcot and you can get up to World Showcase around 12:30 or 1:30, you can go through and actually be taught on how to draw a character. In addition to that, another thing I would like to point out, and I point this out every single year, and then it's like shortly after everyone online starts pointing it out too online. I'm like, haha, I was the first one. This is a flip book. Oh, wait. This is a flip book, and let's see if we can actually make it work here. So it's so much tougher. It's easy to do when you're like looking straight at it, but it's a flip book. It's a little picture of Figment going around, and he's actually painting the thing. So if you've got one of these, make sure you check that out as well. Okay, any other questions out there before we start to wrap this thing up? Let's check out our subscriber count, see if you guys have earned any extra time. We are still sitting at that 8,236 subscribers. I'm going to get a drink while I get this drink. We'll take another question or two, though. So if you guys have a question or two, Send that question or two over. Water is good. Water is so good. Oh, I love water. You got 4 inches of snow in Tallahassee. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Has Tallahassee ever had snow? You've had snow though up in Oklahoma, right? Oklahoma. 4 inches of snow. Yeah, there were some people today who were like, "Oh, it's gonna snow down here." I was like, "I don't think it's gonna snow. Let's check the weather. We'll find out if maybe I'm wrong." But I'm 99% positive it's not gonna snow here in the next few days. It's supposed to get down to 35 though on Friday. Oh my gosh. So 3 degrees too hot. We've talked about this, but they need to make this festival longer. Yes, they really do. So this, in my opinion, this is without a doubt the best festival. I just absolutely love this festival. Everything about this festival. I think it's just, there's something about this festival that I feel like there's something for everyone at this festival. Food and wine, not so much. I'm not a food person. I'm not a wine person. So for food and wine, like every year, I'm just like, I'll go there. I'll get my usual pot stickers from China, and I'll get my brat from Germany, and that's about it. But yeah, no, it's just such a fun festival, and there's just so much to do, and it's one of those that every time I go there, I'm like, oh wait, I still haven't done this yet, or I haven't done, like it makes me realize that there's not enough time because there's a lot to do compared to food and wine where it's like, oh, yeah, I can eat again. And there's just a lot different things here. Yeah, plenty of snow in Oklahoma. I think it only snowed about 8 times and stuck here in Tallahassee ever. That's crazy. That's all of my. I had a friend up in Destin who was posting pictures of their snow too, and I was like, this is just hilarious. Does your Figment have his paintbrush? Many people have had theirs broken off. Mine still has the paintbrush. Yay. Or unless, is it supposed to go down further? Maybe it has been broken off. I'm looking at it. It looks like it's supposed to come down a little bit. So maybe mine does not have a paintbrush. It's a non-festival arts, but will you do a video of the one and only Western approved Hoop-de-Doo review? Maybe. I actually just got reservations for it literally today. So I don't know if I'll do a video or not, but we'll see. I'm going to be going with my aunt tonight, so we might be just kind of enjoying our time too. But at the same time, I've been called up on stage a few times in the past, so it might be worth doing a video for her. Your niece definitely needs to come to this festival since she's such a great artist. Yes, isn't that? Let me brag on my niece again because I have not stopped bragging about her since she was born. not just about this cover, but this was drawn by my niece who is 10 years old, and it's really just unbelievable what she has done. She'll be here in a few weeks, and she's never gone on Dinosaur, so I'm really excited to take her on Dinosaur while we still can. Her and I have been in the Boneyard together. We have gone on Triceratops Spin together, but we've never done Dinosaur. So I am very, very excited to do that. But I think, yeah, unbelievable. Absolutely an unbelievable job that she did. I'm very, very proud uncle. Again, not just for the cover, everything that she does. I love all my nieces and nephews, even the honorary ones, like my godson right here. Sit at the front, 6 foot. Will say if you have butter on your beard. Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? And I was into him. I was like, oh, hoop-de-doo. Anyone seen Epcot's Disney on Broadway show? Yes. Yeah, we were actually talking about that earlier. So not tomorrow's video, but in 2 days' video, most likely, it might be 3 days from now. I will have one of the songs from the Broadway show today. I was gonna try to film the entire show, but my hand was getting cold. I was holding my phone like this, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, my hands are so cold right now." Because again, it was 41 degrees out, and real feel was like 27 at the time. So yeah, but yeah, I love the Disney on Broadway show. Hands down, the best part of the festival, in my opinion. But I say that about everything. Painting the walls, the best part. The Disney on Broadway 30 years experience, everything. It's just such a cool festival. Very, very cool experience. All right, let's check out our subscriber count. We are still sitting at 8,236 subscribers. So I think we are going to be wrapping this up as we get this message from Eric. How's the Muppet area book coming along? Very slowly. I have not done a whole lot. I've done a little bit. I do have a few videos on my phone of walking through different things. So, you know what? We're going to answer this question real quick before we do wrap up. Do I have the Hollywood Studios map right here? Yes, I do. Okay, so this book will be covering Grand Avenue / the Muppet Courtyard. So if you look, included in this is number 30, which I know what you're thinking. Well, that's not a Muppet area. Well, it's technically all part of the same area, but that is the Baseline Tap House. And I don't know much about the Baseline Tap House because I know a few little details and stuff, but I haven't spent a lot of time there because, like I said, I'm not a drinker. So I did go through and I filmed like a 15 to 30-minute video, the other day of just kind of going through that entire thing. Hey, Naderj, we were just about to wrap it up. Do you have a treasure cruise booked yet? I do. November. So in November, we will be going on the Disney Treasure. I'm hoping to somehow getting on a little bit earlier, but right now, yes, September will be the cruise, the treasure for us. All right, but I think we're going to be wrapping up this episode of the Wednesday Show right here. As always, tonight's episode is sponsored by our wonderful, our super duper, our always amazing Patreon pals. They are so delicious. I have never eaten them though. If you're one of our Patreon pals out in the chat room right now, give us an oh yeah. Talk to Shelly so we can come down and help you out. Will do. I am on it. I will send Shelly a text message tomorrow. But thank you everyone out there for joining us once again this week. I hope you guys enjoyed our little rundown of this year's Festival of the Arts. We will do more videos about it in the coming up weeks over on my YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed on the YouTube channel, make sure you go subscribe to that as well. We are trying to we're trying to get there quickly, but it is coming slowly, getting up to our 10,000 subscriber. So if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and send everyone you know, whether you love them or hate them. Be like, hey, you know what you're going to do today? You're going to subscribe to Brent Dodge on YouTube. And they're going to be like, but I don't want to. And you'll be like, well, you know what? I don't want you in my life anymore. And then you slam the door in their face and you walk on out forever. We will also have the cover, not the cover. We will also have copies of the book. Will be going on sale sometime in the next few days. So make sure you watch out for the link for that. If it's anything like the previous two batches of books, it could sell out almost immediately. So make sure if you want your copy to purchase it right away. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting even longer to read it. And that's going to make you sad. It's going to make me sad. We got 5-star ratings all across Kindle and Etsy right now for it. So keep on spreading the word about that. And of course, as always, remember that anything can happen if you let it. Until next time, have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Bye-bye now. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Are they gone? Are they gone? Good, my cheeks are just killing me. I can't stand this kind of